Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Luis and in this video I'm going to install Linux and Mac OS Ventura on an external solid state drive. Okay, so this is the project. So the main goal was to move my iPhoto library to a external solid state drive, but I thought, well, I also want to be able to boot from this external solid state drive. So I selected Ubuntu and Mac OS Ventura, and I will also be creating data partitions. Okay, so this was the selected solid state drive. I went for the price. That one was 58 euros, and the box, it was 12 euros. The case for the external solid state drive. I will leave the links of the solid state drive and the external case on the video description if anybody just wants to check. Okay, so this is the case I selected for 12 euros. I think it's a really good case, aluminum and plastic, and easy to open, and then you can fit M2 SSDs for several sizes. You see, you have 4 different holes for 4 different sizes. And so this one terabyte, 68 euros, Amazon. I will leave the link in the video description. Okay, so in order to install, it's really easy. Just need to slide it in. Be careful not to break the contacts. Then we have this rubber piece that we need to slide into the notch of the SSD. And then just press until it goes in the hole and it stays fixed. Okay, it's ready. Notice that this case comes with the thermal tape. It's on the table, that white strip that I will put later on because I'm still in testing, and so I will stick the tape later on. Okay, so I'm talking about this thermal tape that I will be putting on later on. Okay, so besides this external SSD, I have 2 more. I also have a review on this one because this one, it's really nice because it has a Ethernet connection. Also, it works like a hub, HDMI output, and I also have a video review on it. So if you want to check it, check out my channel and you will find it. Okay, so let's format the solid state drive. I'm doing it on Windows 11. So go to disk management and just format the drive. I will be formatting in exFAT. So as mentioned, the goal is to do dual boot Linux, Ubuntu and Mac OS Ventura on Hackintosh, but it runs also on real Macs. So the procedure will be the same. Okay, so I will be running some benchmarks on speed. Remember that we are running the benchmark with the SSD connected by USB, so connected directly to the motherboard will be faster. Remember that. So if you check the readings on the web regarding this SSD, the numbers will be better because the tests were made directly on the motherboard. Okay, so I will be downloading Ubuntu, and then we will need to burn that ISO to a flash drive. For that we will use Balena Etcher or Etcher Balena. So I'm downloading, it's really easy, so just download and install, and then when the Ubuntu or your desired Linux distribution is downloaded, you just need to select the ISO, select the USB flash drive. So we need a flash drive to install Ubuntu to burn the ISO image. Okay, I'm burning on this one, and after that we will use this flash drive to install Ubuntu directly on our new solid state drive. Okay, so the flash drive is ready. So remember, in order you can install on your computer, you need to plug the flash drive and also the solid state drive. I will be doing this on my laptop because I want to remove the Windows SSD, because Ubuntu is asking me if I want to install along with Windows, and I don't want that. I want a clean install only with Ubuntu. So I'm removing my laptop solid state drive, and I'm plugging in the external solid state drive. So right now I'm booting from the flash drive, so I'm selecting boot menu on this HP laptop, and now I'm selecting the flash drive, and so it's asking me if I want to try Ubuntu. Yes, I want. And now it's booting up from the flash drive. Sorry about the focus of the camera, but I didn't notice that I have touched the lens with my finger, so there is some grease from the finger that produces that flare, and sometimes it focuses and unfocuses. Okay, so let's do the installation. Select your language, select your Wi-Fi network, select your hard drive, select your region, select your username, select your password, click next, and then wait a few minutes and the installation of Ubuntu will be finished. And this will conclude the second operation. So the first one was to format the drive. Probably it would work directly with the Linux installation, but in order to be sure, I wanted to format in Windows also to run the benchmark of the speed. So that's why I went for Windows before to run the benchmark. And now we have almost ready the Ubuntu installation done. Okay, restart. Finishing, so looking good. And restart now. And so the first step of the dual boot is ready. Okay, so let's restart just to see that it's working good. Okay, really nice, and it's working. So now I'm going to, so as you can see, it's booting from the external drive, running really fast. And now I already booted from my tower, and is also working really well, detected both screens, working really good. So right now I'm booting from another Linux distribution because I need to create more partitions on my external SSD, and you cannot do it using, you cannot create partitions on the same SSD that is running the operation, the operational system. So in order to be able to create more partitions on that SSD, I'm booting from another one that I already have Linux. Okay, so now I'm going to the disks and I will select the solid state drive of my SSD, and I will resize my main partition, my Ubuntu partition. So we'll be left with 50 gigabytes. That's enough for me just to have Linux running from my solid state drive. I will also create 80 gigs for the Mac OS Ventura, and I will also create another one for FAT partition for data for Windows, and another one, a big one, for Mac OS data, because I want to move my iPhoto library to this solid state drive. It was the main goal, was to buy this 1 terabyte solid state drive to move my iPhoto library, which is really big. So it's more reliable to have a solid state drive instead of a mechanical drive. Okay, so now I have formatted the partitions with the Mac journalet, and I will be installing Mac OS Ventura. So this is an Hackintosh, as you can see, but it will run also on real Macs. So the procedure is exactly the same. Okay, so it takes a while. I selected the partition I created to receive Mac OS Ventura, and now the system is installing, will be installing. So it's searching for the disks. I will select the one I created with 80 gigs for Mac OS Ventura. Okay, so it will take a while. So don't forget, if you are enjoying this video, if you somehow discovered my channel and you are enjoying this kind of videos, don't forget to leave a like, consider to subscribe for more content like this. So I'm creating the user, and Mac OS Ventura is ready and working. So it will also work as a backup for my main installation, and I don't need to install the bootloader because I have the bootloader on my main installation. So this is so I don't need to write anything to the E5 partition for Mac OS to boot, because I have open core on the on the other SSD of my internal computer. Okay, so as you can see, I have from Mac, I can see only two partitions, which is the one for Mac. Sorry, I can see three partitions, so one for Mac, one for Mac data, where I will copy my iPhoto library, and another one which is called data. That's for, it's a FAT partition that will be used for exchange data from Windows, Android, and my smartphone. Okay, so this is the bootloader, the other USB that you see here. It was the bootloader. With the open core. Okay, so this is the 1 terabyte with the partitions. So from Mac we cannot see the partitions of Linux, but from Linux we can access the Mac partition, which is really nice. So as you can see, it's working really well. So let me, okay, it's running from the solid state drive. And the top screen is also working. Everything works really well, and you do not notice any delay of the operating system because it's running from an external SSD. Okay, it runs smooth. Okay, so I tested also Ubuntu again just to be sure that it was still working on another machine. So it works on my laptop, on my tower, and also on this small computer, which is a Core i7 also, and it works really well. Okay, so the project is completed. Now we just need to check if it works on a TV with the USB ready for play media files, and yes, it works. So it can read from the FAT or FAT partition, and it works really well. So the last goal was to be able also to read from my mobile phone and to read and copy files. Okay, so let's test. So this is a Poco X3 NFC, and once I plug it in, it is detected. So I just need to open that, to click the Explorer and start browsing the files. So I can play files. I can also copy from the solid state drive into my phone. Okay, easy. I can play the file that I just copied. Okay, and I can also copy from my phone into the solid state drive. So really nice. So now I'm going to show you the links. So I will leave the links in the video description for the solid state drive, which it continues in a really good price, and also the link to the SSD case if you plan to buy one also for you. So don't forget, if you like the video, to leave a thumbs up and I catch you on a new one. Thank you very much.